The SR5 is supposed to be the base model trim for the Sequoia, but it's really not basic at all. I'll include a link to the Orem Toyota's website in the description down below. They're providing us with a Sequoia. Let's get right into it. Under the hood is a twin-turbo 3.4-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed. It's paired to a hybrid. Fuel economy is 19 around town, 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 437 horsepower and then 583 pound-feet of torque. Now, if you also want to be considered more than just basic, make sure you subscribe. Of course, got to have the iForce Max badges. To flex, you got the hybrid, and well, that's the only engine you can get with the Sequoia right now. We've got raised hood section there on either side. Lights that are very similar to the Tundra, but you notice that the whole kind of like extension part below doesn't go as far. And then same thing with the grille, it's not nearly as big as the Tundras. This does have fog lights at the bottom, and then you got a pretty big air dam, so the overall front end clearance is actually not all that much. But it doesn't really matter because although this is a truck-based SUV, people are really not going to take the SR5 off-road. That's what the Pro's for. Our tire wheel setup is 265 by 70 by 18. You've got a silver finish on the wheels and then chunky fender flares. Fixed side steps with this one, wheel to wheel. And here's your side profile. The new Sequoia is pretty boxy, a lot boxier compared to the previous gen that was a little bit more rounded off. When it comes to key fob features, we've got the lock and unlock, the opening for the hatch, Toyota logo at the bottom. The features back here, 400 watt outlet. We also have these controls to raise and lower the third row, and the third row has a little handle that you can use to move it forwards and backwards. But yeah, with the third row folded down, you can see it's not flat. That's why they have this little shelving system right here, so you can put like a shelf here, for example, to make this go flat across if you want. Third row passengers do get power recline function. You also have some cup holders. This is not soft touch, it's just regular plastic. And then space back there, because of the hybrid battery and the solid axle, is a little bit limited. Your legs get pushed up a bit, and then, you know, there's an okay amount of headroom. But I think for Toyota's newest trucks after this generation, fixing the hybrid battery situation will probably be one of the top priorities, I imagine. But anyways, let's lower that down. Love the taillight design on the new Sequoia. And then you've got this button right here, which will pop up in the rear glass so you can access the cargo area. That will cap things off for the exterior on this SR5. Let's now check out the interior. There is actually soft touch here on this lower section. You got storage there, and then again the side steps. Now these seats look to be identical to the new Tundra Limited, so I think they're doing leather now in the SR5. Legroom is good in the second row. We also have a little storage pocket, some cup holders there. We've got our own climate zone, USB ports, another 400 watt outlet, and then headroom back here is good again for the second row. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. You got more soft touch up top. The mirrors do power fold in. You can see all the window controls there, and then more soft touch below. 1420 for the payload capacity with this one. And then the front seats again have that nice perforated trim. Driver seats power adjustable with lumbar support. The passenger seats also power adjustable with lumbar support. Then you have functions like your heated steering wheel and then turning off some of the safety tech to the left of the steering wheel. Trailer brake control is just below the engine stop start, and let's turn it on. Now with the steering wheel, it's perforated on either side, and you know, the trim feels pretty rugged, pretty nice. You've got adaptive cruise control with lane departure, volume voice command controls on the other side, and then just traditional stocks there on the back. Full digital gauge cluster here in the center, and you can also scroll through the menus to see different bits of info on systems within the vehicle, so somewhat customizable, and then the drive modes will also pop up here in the center. 360 camera system, yep. This car is super bass, super bass. But yeah, I mean, it's got good visibility through the camera system, good resolution. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, you see response time's quick. Very loud. Can we like turn that down a little bit? I think I'd have to do it in the other menu if I remember right. You've got your climate controls for up front. You can also control the rear climate. It's dual zone up front, by the way. Heated seats with this too. Got your button for the stability control for the 360 camera. There's auto hold and parking brake. Shifter for the 10-speed automatic, some cup holders, just storage there in general. And then this is your drive mode select. You also have a tow mode next to that. You press that little button right there. And then yeah, part-time four-wheel drive system with a 2-speed transfer case. The center console has nice trim on the top. You've got a little storage cubby there, window to look in, and then you can open it up all the way. It has USB ports inside, new and old is what I'll just call them at this point instead of C and B. Anyways, you've got some soft touch trim there on the dash. And if that wasn't enough, this actually even has a regular sunroof up front. The window sticker kind of reflects that this isn't all that basic. So you've got the premium package. That's what adds the leather trim seats and everything. 71,743, but the base MSRP is still over 67. Let's see how this performs. Let us set off in the SR5. So, oh, let's turn around. Let's go this way. Let us set off in the SR5, the not so basic basic Sequoia. It's crazy, right? I think it's crazy that this is what the quote-unquote base model looks like. And you know what's interesting? Again, I think the Armada is like the best comparison to this. You can get an Armada MSRP starting at like 65, so Nissan's fully undercut Toyota when it comes to pricing with that new Armada. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, this is over 70. Also, these full-size SUVs, right? This is supposed to be like the do-everything family car, right? It's, you know, the full-size SUVs, they can fit a lot of people. They're comfortable, so you can daily drive them. And then they can tow. And now they're all like crazy. I mean, I think if someone made like a $50,000 full-size SUV, it would just fly off the shelf, you know? Just a bare bones, basic, body on frame, lots of space, reliable. But yeah, this doesn't exist. I mean, even, I think Chevy, the cheapest I've seen now is over 60, Ford. I don't think I've seen anything from Ford that's like less than 70. You know, Jeep's new Grand Wagoneer they're going to be doing, I think, starts in like the mid-60s too. So, the world we live in. I guess we're all just poor. That's what the automakers are telling us, right? Our car's not expensive, you're just poor. This is smooth. I like the drive. I don't think this has double pane windows, if I remember right. Just single paned. Still pretty insulated. Now this is going to drive like a truck. It's body on frame. It has a solid axle in the back. So you're going to get some movement in the back from the solid axle. And, you know, when you go over bumps, you're going to get a little bit of that body on frame shuddering. That's what it's the best way to describe it, where the car kind of shimmies a little bit. And what's interesting is some cars nowadays, some body and frame cars aren't really doing that anymore. And so I'm wondering why, you know, I've got to figure that, I've got to do more research into suspension systems and everything, why that happens. Or chassis too. I wonder if it just has to do with structural rigidity. Because like this will do it, but then my LX that I'm using as a long-term test for Toyota's hybrid powertrain, that doesn't really do it. Like you go for bumps and it doesn't do the shimmy. So it's like, and it has a solid axle. So it's like, what's so different in that car than this, that one shimmies and one doesn't? I think it has to do with the suspension. These are great. I love full-size SUVs. I didn't when I was younger, of course, but now that I have kids, it's just the comfort and the space. Like, I could fit a car seat behind me easily with me comfortably having my seat back. I've got really long legs, so I have to sit my seat back to have a little bit of comfort. And you can do that in a full size. You can easily do that in a full size. So, with the Sequoia SR5, I wouldn't really look at this as an actual SR5, even though it's got the name, right? I mean, all you have to do is basically just swap out the wheels, and this is a limited without the cooled seats, right? So that's just kind of what Toyota and other automakers are doing, is they're kind of getting rid of the true base models, and they're selling something as a quote-unquote base, but really it's not. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they get rid of the SR5 altogether. You know, they just sell basically limited, platinum, 1794 TRD Pro. I mean, really what they could do with the Sequoia is basically just, if they sold just limited TRD off-road and TRD Pro, like that was the only Sequoias, they would still sell out. And they'd actually probably sell more Sequoias, frankly. People love their TRD Pros. But that is the Sequoia SR5, the not so basic, apparently basic Sequoia. Let me know your thoughts. This week's giveaway is perfect for classic muscle car lovers because we have a Cuda and a Roadrunner. The Cuda produces 290 horsepower and has an automatic. The Roadrunner produces 390 horsepower and has a manual. Both of them are obviously powered by V8s. Now this particular giveaway is going to be ending fairly soon on November 2nd. So if you want to get in now and get some extra bonus entries, just use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or the pinned comment. Any donation, $25 or more, will give you 4x bonus entries.